This is a video for how to go about doing some unit conversions for your Introduction to Engineering Design class. You'll notice up at the top of our problem we have a power of 10 chart, and we have prefixes and we have their abbreviations, and we'll be talking about how to go from one prefix to the other and how to move a decimal place based upon a few example problems. So the example problem I have underneath here is we have 0.096 kiloliters, which would be kind of a large unit of measurement. Now think about a kilometer or think about a mile. That's a larger unit of measurement, and we're going to be transferring that over to milliliters, or microliters, excuse me. So we have a power of -6 over here, and we have a power of 3 here. And what we have to think about when we create this is we want to think that this little line I have right through here, I need to come in here and draw myself, a little line that kind of comes down. This line that I'm drawing right here would be the example of the unit that we have. So this right here would just be a basic liter, and from the left from kiloliter to microliter, we would have to go from left to right. So in this case, we're going to treat these power of 10 charts like they're ladders, and you're going from one side to the other. So it's like you would go up a ladder over a fence and then down a ladder on the other side, and you're going to base the number of steps you're taking by the power of 10 number right next to this 10 here. So in this case we have kiloliters to microliters. So we are like 3 steps down on this side. We're going to go up the ladder 3 steps in this case. So we'd go up 3, we'd step over, and I see a -6 here, and we go down the ladder 6 steps on the right side. So we'd be going from left to right as far as decimals go 9 total places. If that makes sense. I see a 3 over here. I pretend I go up 3 steps on a ladder. I step over the fence. I go down 6 steps on the opposite side. That's a total of 9 steps. And a way to do this, if you take a quiz in my classroom or you're trying to do this yourself, is to write out the number. And I'm going to write out 0.096. And in this case, what we're saying is we're going from this decimal place over here, and we're going to go to the right 9 total decimal places, because again we have kilometers at 3, up 3, we got micro at -6, down 6, that adds up to 9. So down here I'm going to say, we're going 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to type out some zeros, and that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can just kind of go ahead, just for the sake of discussion, I'm going to put a decimal place there and get rid of this one over here on the left hand side, because we went with decimal places 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what we wound up with, if you can see this, is 96 million microliters. We're going from this large unit of measurement. Think about if I went from 0.096 miles to inches. There would be a ton of inches in that mile to measure. Now we can get rid of this 0 here on the end, and we can just keep it right there at 8 total significant digits there at the end. So we have 96 million in that case, and we went from the left to the right. In the next problem we're going to take a look at, we're going to go from the right to the left. We're going from 99 millimeters, a very, very small unit of measurement, to kilometers. So we're going to have a pretty small decimal number in this case, and we're going from milli right here to kilo on the opposite side. So in this case we're going from right to left. So we're going to go from right to left. We're going to go from -3. We're going to go up over the ladder. We're going to go up 3 steps and come down the ladder 3 on the opposite side. Again, a good way to do this is we're going to type out the number. So I'm going to type out 99, and I'm going to say we're going from right to left 6. So there would otherwise be a decimal place right here, but for the sake of discussion, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say from right to left 6, 1, 2, and I'm going to start adding zeros, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can put my decimal place on the far left hand side. 0.0099 kilometers. That would be a very small unit of measurement. Think about going from like 13 inches to miles. That would be a very, very small number. Excuse me. That would be a very, very, very small number to do. That is how we went from right to left. Again, we went from milli over here, up 3, over the fence, down on the left hand side 3, 0.0099 kilometers. Next we'll go into length conversion. Now for length conversions, we're just going to do some simple inches to centimeters and centimeters to inches type problems here. And I just have an example of 5 inches to centimeters. And within every inch there's 2.54 centimeters. So if I have 5 total inches, we're going to multiply by 2.54 to get the number of centimeters. I have my calculator app right here, so I'm going to say 5 times 2.54. Excuse me, I hit the wrong button here. 5 times 2.54 equals 63.5. I think I actually hit a wrong number there. I'm going to say 5 times 2.54. Said the wrong thing. I knew it was 12.7. It's going to be 12.7 centimeters over here on this side. So I'm going to put out 12.7 centimeters. I knew that I accidentally hit a wrong button there. It sounded like way too big of a number. But taking 5 inches and turning that into centimeters, that's how many centimeters you have. Now we're going to go backwards just a little bit. We're going to go in and we are going to say, we're going to escape here. We're going to say that we're going from centimeters to inches. Now 5 centimeters to inches, we're going to have to divide. We're going to have to go in and find out what we're going to divide by to get this number. So in this case, you have 5 total centimeters that are going to go to inches. So how are we going to be able to figure that out? So we're going to have to divide 5 by 2.54 to find how many inches that we have. So in this case, we're going to divide instead of multiply. 5 divided by 2.54 equals 1.9685. Now, one thing just while we're parked here, I want you to know, if you take a quiz in my class in Canvas, you can highlight this number and paste it in. So, so I can highlight that. I'm going to hit Control C on my keyboard. I'm going to come in here and hit Control V, and it gives me all those significant digits. I might ask you to round up or down. Like if I asked you to round up, to this number right here, we can take that 5. Round it up. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of keep it at 1 point. We're going to say 1.97. We'll go ahead and round up here. I'm going to put this in as a 7, and I'm just going to delete the rest here off the screen, and we'll just stay at 1.97. But that's how to do some basic length conversions in class. Notice over here that a kilometer, going back to our chart from a previous one, 1 kilometer is 0.621 miles. So just a little over 60% of a mile is 1 kilometer. So think about these basic conversions that we use every day. You've probably heard things about a yard is 3 feet. I don't know if you knew that 1 meter is 3.28 feet, but we're starting to talk about decimal places and the amount of measurements within every other measurement we talk about, and this can be important as a designer or an engineer when you start designing your own things to meet certain constraints and requirements. So this has been a video for how to go about doing some unit conversions from the Power of 10 chart and also some basic length conversions for your Introduction to Engineering Design class.